Hello and welcome back to episode 11, new season, relatively new team. We've made some changes as you've seen, hopefully in the in-between episode. And yeah, it's basically time for us to start the 26 season this time and try to get as many points and money and status as possible, as we want to have a better team next year, one that could potentially fight to be part of the Tour de France. As you can see here, currently 62nd in the ranking, so that means not a pro-continental team, so that means we need to aim for that next year. These are our current objectives at the moment: the Tour of Changyong, the South Korea Nationals, the National Road Championship with Owen Cole, and the goal is, of course, to be top 44 and win a bunch of races at the same time. You know, we just want to improve our season for next time, and that's important. On to the races of this episode, where we will ride the Tour de Siak, a Indonesian race. Again, man, memory, great. 3 flat stages, perfect for us. Then the Tour de Siemu, 2 flat stages, where the first one is a time trial. That'll be a test of our time trialists that we've received. Let's see if they're any good. And last but definitely not least, a mountain stage here at the end. I've never won a mountain stage before, so if we win that, that would be a first. Let's see. It's basically 2 stages that we're not good at. And then last but definitely not least, the Tour of Sharia. Talking about stages that we're not good at. 3 quite flat stages, 1 time trial, and 1 mountain race. So that's going to be a challenge. Let's start it off quickly with the Tour de Siak. The Tour de Siak, the Indonesian race, the first race here, a very flat one, so perfect for our sprinters.
It's going to be a monotonous day when it comes to the terrain, but at least the teams with sprinters won't be complaining, and of course, those opportunists with a bit of daring won't make their life easy.
You saw me swivel there for the KTX logo, and if you saw it very quickly in the introduction there, we were one of the top 10 favorites for this race. I'm not completely sure what the best idea is. We are still trying to figure out what our team can do, what our team possibilities here are. It's important for us, I think, to defend Van Straeten and Savukowski, and that is what we did here in this peloton. A group of 3 went away. We were unable to catch up to them, so that means that what we need to focus on is this final 10 kilometers, this final sprint train, to try and get a good result. We weren't able to get into the first breakaway. That is totally okay. Again, it is our first race together. We are still trying to figure things out, what is possible, and how to do certain things. How to do the sprint train is definitely one of them. You see, we are reasonably set up. Normally, I would have probably set Van Straeten behind Savukowski, but today, Savukowski is definitely the better sprinter, a -3 for Van Straeten in his statistics. 4 kilometers left. Yi did a fantastic job. Hong now, and who do we see there in third to last position? It is Heo, or second to last position, my bad. It is Heo, the sprinter of past season, or the previous season, that did fantastic, is now the lead out for our train. 1.5 kilometers to go. There's a little corner here. Van Straeten enters it perfectly, and that means Savukowski can be set off as well. He does a big boost there at the end, getting across the line here as first. Van Straeten even getting a 5th place here. Fantastic race there for our team. Even with a -3, our lead out got a 5th place there. Great. Yoro Kim got a 3rd place. That is a fellow Korean rider for our team, or not our team, but for the teams, for the Korean teams, which I am paying attention to because he does seem interesting and does seem like a possibility to sign for next year. So let's see how he does in these races as well. Here we see Savukowski getting his 1st place prize, also first in the general classification, of course, getting those bonus seconds as well. The other bonus seconds in the in-between sprint stages were not enough to pass him, so he is now first. Matthijs van Straeten there in 8th position currently. So pretty good start here to this first race. The points classification obviously for Savukowski as well. It's also a bit of a learning way to pronounce all the names, the new names that we have in our team, especially with this Finnish rider, Severi Savukowski, which is probably not how you pronounce it at all, but this is how I will pronounce it. So good luck to all the Finnish people out there cringing under my pronunciation. Savukowski is also riding for the young riders classification. He is a young talented rider. And yeah, basically all the jerseys are ours at this moment. So we just need to make sure to keep this up. 2 more stages left after this, 2 flat stages left after this. So I am quite confident that we'll be able to keep that up. First in team classification, not unimportant as well. Let's go to the general classification here. First for Savukowski. Matthijs here as 8th currently in the general classification because of the bonus seconds in the in-between sprints. The rest of our team actually doing quite well. Kim Sung-bong, 41st in the general classification. He is our support mountain rider in this team. I took him along because his fitness is the best. I probably should have put him on a different race, but you know, it's good to have him along, good to get him some fitness and experience here. Also in these flat races, we cannot put him in hilly stages all the time, so he's here to support the team. Savukowski currently in first. Let's see how we'll do here in this second stage. Another flat stage, perfect for our sprinters, 2 in between sprint points as well. So I might send someone away there to get those seconds, and yeah, let's see.
Welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The race will take place in beautiful weather conditions.
At least the conditions are beautiful as we start here in this beautiful yellow jersey. Savukowski this time is the one that has a -3, so that's not great. I'm setting out Heyo here, our legend of last season, to try and, you know, maybe form a little bit of a group, try to get some additional bonus seconds, try to get across the finish line with a 17-minute lead. I don't know, you know, casually winning the general classification. Yeah, Heyo manages to ride away here. There's not a lot of other riders here that will be able to, but he does manage to make it towards this first sprint point. As you can see, gets across the line here as first, and after that you see the gap is still 15 seconds, so it's not great for him. Just going to keep him within the peloton. Now onto the second one, going to sprint away again with Heyo, getting some additional bonus seconds. I probably should have done this with Savukowski or Matthijs van Straeten, but I really want to get good results here with our Korean guys as well, and if that means getting them some bonus seconds while the others do not, then that is what it is. You know, 6 bonus seconds in total here for Heyo. Time now to set up that sprint train 6 kilometers off the front. We are a bit late with it today, so we need to really push hard here up front, make sure that we get across this line here as first. And we can, because, you know, it's literally 5 kilometers left, so we can push all of our riders as hard as we can. They are basically already sprinting, while our riders in the back are relaxing, you know, making sure that they stay in the wheel, making sure that they ride properly. Hong now up front, doing a almighty push. 2 kilometers left to go, which means that Heyo can actually start his mass sprint. Savukowski kind of lost the wheel here. 1 kilometer to go. Van Savukowski gets blocked by other riders, so sadly not a podium place for him. But Van Straeten wins this second stage of the Tour de Siak. Incredible. I did not see him basically weave through our people here, or weave through the rest of the peloton. I didn't expect it because he was our lead out today. But Van Straeten, Matthijs van Straeten, getting across the line here as first. Congratulations, Matthijs. Fantastic result for him. So here with the stage win and the trophy here for this stage as well. Looking at the general classification, Kim moving up 2 positions, or moving up a position, I should say. Currently in first place. Again, he is a rider to keep our eyes out and see what he can do here in these stages as well. I might want to sign him for the next one. He does seem to be one of the best Korean riders, at least, in the world at this moment. Heyo currently 4th in the Young Riders classification, and we do keep the green jersey and the best climbers jersey at this moment. So pretty good. Or no, sorry, not best climbers jersey, Young Riders jersey at this moment. So that's pretty good. Yeah, there you see Euro basically moving from 4th place all the way to 1st, gaining 3 positions. Currently same time as Matthijs and Savukowski. So, or Severi. It's like Valtteri Bottas. Anyway, Heyo moving up 12 positions as well thanks to this bonus seconds. Really, really good. And here you can see Kim Uro, currently a contract until 2027. Maybe we can snatch him away. We'll have to see. Somehow we are 11th. I highly doubt that because our team is doing quite well. Even Kim Sang-bum moving up 2 places to 39th. Hwanjan currently also moving up places. Heyo moving up 17 places thanks to the bonus seconds. I have no clue why we're last in the team position. But, you know, we have one more stage to prove what we can, and we will definitely try our best for that, I'm certain. Again, 2 in-between sprint points here as well. Let's see what we can do.
Hello and welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat.
It is cool to see the front row basically being filled by Korean teams. We have KoRail there, and we have LTX there as well, the team of Eurokim, the second best Korean team in the world. Obviously because we are the number 1. So, yeah, with that, let's keep our riders positioned properly. You see me here already positioning Van Straeten and Savukowski in the peloton, making sure that they are nicely protected. I want to again jump away here with Heyo, a small little jump to see what he can do, and again maybe get some additional bonus seconds. You know, maybe move up even more within the general classification. I don't think he will win a stage this time, but you know, at least moving up in the general classification could be worth it. 7-second lead on the peloton. He is giving it his all. He was probably part of the peloton for a while, and I jumped away with him relatively early to make sure that, you know, we get these bonus seconds, which is important. Van Straeten even quickly cycling or sprinting towards second place there, extending his lead on Eurokim. And yeah, basically a 1 and 2 here in this in-between sprint point. Can we do the same here in the second one? We are kind of being blocked here on the left, but Heyo does manage to go through. Can we get a 1, 2, and 3? I'm really doing my best for it. Yes, we do. Yes, we can. That's 3 seconds for Heyo, 2 for Matthijs, and 1 for Severi. Fantastic job here by our team. Now it's just important to make sure that we get to the end properly. With 10 kilometers left to go, we have set up our sprint train earlier than the previous time, thankfully, so we can squeeze a bit more energy out of our riders, make sure we can squeeze a bit more energy out of the other teams, make sure that we stick up front as much as possible. You see the other teams trying to intercept my sprint train here, trying to take advantage of it, but obviously I will not allow them to do that. We keep basically pushing forward. Hwanjun, our newest mountain rider, doing an incredible job here, to be honest. He has stamina for days. Hong now up. We know that he has an insane stamina as well. Full sprint, 99 sprint basically, and still taking a solid 1 kilometers off the counter here. Heyo up now, 2 kilometers left to go. I decided to sprint with him quite early. There was a bit of a corner there, so it's important to be up front. Van Straeten, oh no, kind of losing the wheel here of Heyo, doing a bit of a sprint, 1 kilometer 4. I am a bit blocked by the other riders, but who wins here, Van Straeten or Walsh? Van Straeten or Walsh? Van Straeten, Matthijs Van Straeten takes it here just by a couple of millimeters, just in front of Liam Walsh. Severi getting a 5th position as well. Hwanjun, 14th. Wow, great job here by him. And then Heyo actually is 13th. Kim, Eurokim finishing as 14th there in the sprint. Probably had a terrible sprint train, and it shows that the importance of a good sprint train here. With Heyo, Matthijs van Straeten, and Severi. Fantastic job here by those 3 riders, making sure that Matthijs gets across the line here as first. It is a bit lucky, but you know, we'll take it. General classification, Matthijs van Straeten with 2 wins here in the Tour de Siak, getting a 1st place. Heyo, thanks to his bonus seconds, getting a 2nd place. And Severi getting a 3rd place here in the Tour de Siak. The KoRail team basically occupying the first 3 podium places. So incredible job here by our team. Also, the first 2 places are by our team, obviously with the win of Sawakovsky, or Severi, sorry, in the first stage, and Matthijs in the second and third stage here. Basically, perfect little tour for us. Also in the young riders classification, because we have those young riders. The first 3 spots in the general classification are ours, and also in the young riders classification. So I think overall an incredible job. Where are we in the team statistics? Obviously we should be first. I'm hoping. Let's see. We are 8th. Okay. Anyway, skipping that part very quickly. Let's go to the general classification here. As you can see, number 1, 2, and 3 here for our team. Incredible job here by our riders. Ye Hwan-jun even moving up 8 places as well. Hong sadly losing 4 there at the end, and Kim Sung-bong also getting a place. So I think an incredible overall job here by our team. The top 3 places are ours. We take the points jersey, we take the young riders jersey. We do not take the team classification, we'll ignore that one. And there were no mountains in this tour, so no mountain jersey for us to take. That will definitely be different in the next tour, however, which is the Tour de CMU, starting off here with a time trial, which we are notoriously bad at. So we actually selected some of the riders, as you may probably saw in the 10.5 episode that I did, the little in between episode. We selected riders as well for the time trial capability. Let's see what they've got. Starting today's race off, I want to start off with Fitske. You see Kim Hyun-sok and Yu Sarang have already went. Kim Hyun-sok used to be our best time trialist in the previous season. He did a respectable 15th place at this moment, 34 seconds behind the number 1. Paul Fitske is one of the riders that is actually a time trialist. So as you can see here, Fitske now, even with a -1 here on today's time trial, gets first place. That went very quickly in this 4-kilometer time trial, way quicker than I expected actually. 7 seconds ahead of the number 2, and now it is the hope that we stay up there until the end, kind of. Ferretti still have to go, Carpentier and Kroll. They generally are not as good as Fitske, but Ferretti today has a +3 time trial stat that brings him up to 61 total. So let's see what we can do here in this very short time trial, only 4 kilometers. Ferretti already went earlier on by the computer, controlled by the computer, so now this last half we are controlling him, really pushing him towards the end. Where can he get? 5 seconds in front of Fitske. Incredible. And sadly, the other 2 riders did not really do too well. We got somewhere around the 20th place with them. But Oysen Ferretti, our Irish rider, that was a terrible Irish accent, I apologize. Our Irish rider here, first place in a time trial, something last season we could only dream of. 5 seconds ahead of Paul Fitske. Fantastic job here, honestly, by Oysen Ferretti. Again, I think Paul would have won this instead if he didn't have a -3 stats of today. But Oysen, or Ferretti I should say, had that +3 stat, and with that also wins the point classification, or takes the leader jersey in the point classification. So we have the yellow jersey, we have the green jersey. I think with the age of Oysen there, he also has the young riders classification. There we go. He does. Paul second here with 5 seconds behind Oysen. And yeah, actually this Sunny Han guy, another Korean to keep an eye out for. Maybe he is also someone to add to our team next season. Although we really want to shape up towards that, you know, Tour de France participating team that we admire too. As you can see here in today's stage, Ferretti first in today's stage, Fitske number 3 here, 5 seconds apart of the number 1. It was pretty amazing to be. Scrolling down here now in the general classification, You see here Carpentier around 27th, KoRail around 30th place, Yusarang 57th in the end. And that means Kim Hyun-suk ended a bit above that, but nothing too special. First and second in the Young Riders classification. That means we are in a pretty good position here for the second stage, and all we need to do is make sure to protect our first place. Now, after Ferretti and Paul Beasley or Fietske got an incredible first and third place in the time trial, you expect some really good positive news. Nope, instead their potentials got reduced. Ferretti all the way to 3.5 from 5, and Paul Fietske all the way to 5 from 5.5. So not too big of a decrease for Paul, but Ferretti got, basically shafted there in potential. Let's disprove this very quickly in the second stage here of the Tour de CMU, where KoRail Christoph is the number one chance person here in this stage. Oyst Ferretti, number one currently in the GC. It is up to us to protect his jersey, and if we can't, someone else will, every team will have to take it.
The profile of this race is quite flat. Expect a fast pace from the peloton. Riding in such heat is not easy. Many riders must have only one thing on their mind: getting this over with.
What is on our mind are these two little hilltops here in the middle of the stage. We need to survive that, and afterwards basically just downwards towards the finish line. Ferretti sadly today with a -2. Carpentier, our support, basically our team support here, with a -3. Fietske, whose potential got lowered to 5, I decided to send out because he is third in the general classification. Others will have to try and chase him down if they really care about that, and if they don't, then maybe we can get some additional bonus seconds and bonus points with Fietske here today. KoRail is the number one contender for this stage, so we'll see what happens with him. And looking towards the first sprint point, you see you up front, which means that my breakaway with Fietske sadly did not work out, but you managed to get away here in the end. You are mountain specialist, our overall mountain specialist the last season. I will try to make it do with him again. You see here, just before this mountain sprint, I thought I would lose it. Oh no! I basically get caught here at the line with you. I thought I had it, but no. Sadly, I have no idea what this flag is. It looks... I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to try anything. Anyway, we get across the line here in the sprint point as well. So a couple of bonus seconds here for you, but that's not the goal here. The goal is these mountain points. And you see me, my energy is very low, and it's because I kept attacking, I kept pushing. But this rider here is so strong, jumps away again, does another attack, leaves you in the dust. A little bit of a speed burst even there towards the end. You get slightly closer here, but there's no chance for him to get across the line here as first. So, you failing sadly today in getting that mountain jersey. It will go to the other rider, which means that we just need to perform here in this last 10 kilometers. We need to get our sprint train together, which we have now. You is pulling very hard, basically pulling out of the peloton immediately. Incredible job here by you. Basically doing a small attack here. Indeed, leaving others in their wake, setting up the rest of our team very well. We are incredibly at the front. Our positioning is so good. We just need to survive for about 4 more kilometers, and then we'll have an incredible end sprint here, hopefully with KoRail or Ferretti. KoRail with a +1. He is the top favorite of today's stage. Can we make that favorite role a reality, or is it just a bad prediction here by the system? Kim Hyun-suk now with a massive lead out here. Fietske 2 kilometers up front decides to do a massive pull. Ferretti, the yellow jersey, leads out for KoRail. KoRail with a fantastic jump from the wheel, gets across the line here first. Ferretti not far behind him though. Second place for him. Incredible job here today by our riders. A first and second place here in the second stage here of the Tour de CMU. Sorry. The rest of our riders get across the line here slightly after, but KoRail Christoph first here in today's stage, getting that welcome trophy here for us. Again, what we want to do is put our name on the map, put our team on the map, get riders to, or make sure that riders want to join us. So that next period we can get them over to our team even easier. Oysen still number 1 here in the general classification. 2nd place, which means additional bonus seconds, extending the lead that he had. KoRail Christoph, sadly, due to the time trial, is a bit behind the other riders, so you don't see him here in the top 10 so far. I think he should make a decent jumper in the general classification, getting a couple of bonus seconds, etc. You, sadly, 2nd place in the mountain jersey. Fedeti, thankfully, 1st as well because of that win that he had. KoRail currently 2nd with 25 points. Fedeti also 1st in the young riders classification. 2nd place for Fitzke. Incredible job here by our team. And where are we now in the team classifications? Winning the 1st and 2nd stage. We are 3rd. Okay. Anyway, on to general classification. You see Paul moving up even a spot here, which is impressive. And KoRail Christoph indeed moving up 11 spots, jumping up quite a lot. A lot of other riders as well. You see you even moving up 17 spots there. It has to be because of the bonus seconds that he's gotten. It's not because he finished ahead of the peloton, so that cannot be it. Anyway, 2nd now for you. I'm a bit disappointed that he is that far. And Sunny here, who also had a really good score here in the time trial, now 3rd in the young riders classification. KSPO, another very well-known Korean team. Sunny here, only 2 stars sadly, so maybe not the best for our team towards the future, but I would like to get some more talented Korean riders. We are a Korean team, and that's something I want to keep showing off also towards the Tour de France. Now on towards the 3rd stage. It is a mountain stage. I forgot to bring my climber. Hwanjun isn't here. He's still riding the Tour de Siak.
The strongest teams will certainly take hold of the race as soon as the road starts to rise so as to help their climbers. Riding under such heat must be unbearable.
Apparently an incredibly warm day again today. I forgot to basically select Hwanjun, who is our new mountain rider in the team for this stage. I brought him to the Tour of Siak, the 3 flat stages, which means he wasn't able to be here in this tour, sadly. So we'll have to see and try to survive this mountain towards the end in this relatively short stage, only 65 kilometers long. I'm sending out Carpentier here to try and see if I can get away with him. He does succeed. The gap towards the peloton isn't massive, and he does get across the line here as 1st. He is 43 seconds in 24th position, 43 seconds off of Oysten Fedeti, which means he's quite a bit off, but maybe with a couple of bonus seconds he can move up a decent amount. You see me now moving Fedeti up. I want to get an additional bonus seconds here, but sadly 2 other riders just make it out before him. He does secure his points jersey with this, so that's great for him to have, but the additional point here is something that he doesn't have. On to the climb, 3.7 kilometers remaining. Fitzke is really doing his best. He's staying up front here. A group of 4 riders are left. I'm trying to just survive here with him as well as possible. You see the rest of our riders. KoRail Christoph sadly here behind the group by 1 minute, trying to take care of Fedeti, who is also 1.5 minutes behind, even losing the wheel of KoRail. The rest of our team is already far behind. Even you, exhausted, 3 minutes behind the rest of our team, and 2 kilometers before the line. Fitzke sadly also runs out of energy fully, meaning that 2 other riders will go up ahead. I don't know how far back they are in the peloton or in the general classification. 1 kilometer left to go. Fitzke, you just have to push and try to get that energy out of you as much as possible. The rider in 1st is about 1.5 minutes behind. If the gap is 1.5 minutes to Fitzke, he will be 1st in general classification. If not, he will be 3rd at worst, I'm assuming. Getting across the line here as 3rd, incredible job, and now I just have to make sure that the rest of the team basically gets across the line as well at a decent pace. Again, I think the worst that it can be is a 3rd place in the general classification, which would still be pretty good for us. Let's take a quick look. You see here Zerenam racing for a Thai team. up until 27 are a mountain specialist, as you can see, which Fitzgerald is supposed to be a basically overall great rider. I feel like he's shown that pretty well here, winning a sprint before, or not, sorry, not winning a sprint, but getting a pretty good stat here in I think the first in the time trial. My apologies, getting a 3rd place in the time trial, and then yeah, basically doing a really good job here in the mountains as well. 3rd place overall for him in GC. Points and mountain jersey points basically scored for us, went our way, and yeah, a 16th place for KoRail Christoph in the end, which means, you know, outside of the top 10, but a top, or at least a podium place for one of our riders, which means additional points as well. On to the Tour of Sharia. You see here again, our Finnish rider is with us, and he is in the top list of finishers. So let's see what we can do.
So it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. We've got absolutely beautiful weather for this race.
The Tour of Sharia, a 5 stages tour with a time trial, with a mountain stage. I set up my team better this time. I have plenty of sprinters with us today. I have Owen Cole, who is an American time trialist, even so the game doesn't really say that. He is our American time trialist for this tour. You see me jumping away with him. Maybe I can do something spectacular. He doesn't have the best day statistics today, sadly, but if I can do something fun, that'd be great. But the peloton is just chasing after these 3, and it's going to be very difficult to get away with him, sadly. Sawakovsky with us again today. Fitzke as well, one of our time trialists as well. And then we have Kim Song-bong, our hill support rider, and Carpentier, our general support rider, together with Jae Hwan-jun, who is our mountain rider, who I'm looking forward to in stage 4 to compete in those mountains and see what he's gotten. Cole manages to get away in the end. You see how much of a slugfest it is. He is almost out of energy, barely manages to sprint towards this first in-between sprint point, getting some points for the points classification and getting some bonus seconds. But other than that, the peloton is 20 seconds behind. I'm not going to waste more energy, especially with the windy section coming up, and I'm just going to try and survive towards this second point area right here, which you see Jae Hwan-jun is leading our team now, pushing really hard. Fitzke here doing a last little push here over the line together with Sawakovsky, getting some points, getting some bonus seconds. Fantastic job here. And now it's downhill, basically all the way towards the first mountain sections. What I want to do is basically break the peloton apart even more. You see 29 riders remaining. Let's see how much we can thin that out. On to the first mountain points, which will be important for Jae Hwan-jun, our mountain specialist. You see the larger group of the peloton is almost a minute behind. 45 people there in that peloton, which is behind the main group, which is us. At least for us now, getting across the line here, getting basically the top 3 of the mountain classification here for us, which is also quite great. And again, what I want to do is thin out this group even more. It won't happen here in this downhill section, but I'm hoping here in these next little 2 peaks that are coming up that I can thin out the group even more. That would be ideal. Jae Hwan-jun pushing real hard, almost getting passed here by these other riders, but doing a nice little dash sprint here towards the end, getting across the line here as first again. Our team are the top 3 in the mountain jersey right now, and yeah, just need to make sure that we are basically setting up now for the sprint that will come up after this. 4 kilometers left to go. You see Jae Hwan-jun is just being protected now. He did an incredible job before. He really pushed through, and now I just need to make sure that Sawakovsky is positioned properly. Fitzke will be today's lead out. Acceleration of 71, so he will get up to speed very quickly. And Sawakovsky needs to just make sure to jump out of his wheel correctly. 1 kilometer to go. It is a bit of an early launch for Sawakovsky, but he seems to be the all-powerful sprinter. Will he get towards the line as first? No! No, Rory Townsend! You absolute Irish legend. Rory Townsend getting across the line here as first. Sawakovsky, again, millimeters for Sawakovsky to get across the line here as first. He gets across the line here as second, sadly. Let's get our group together in the second group and sprint towards the end here with them as well. Getting across the line, hopefully without losing too many seconds. On to the results. Townsend Rory wins, 30 years old. Rory, you've shown your sprint stats there incredibly, even just jumping away of Severi towards the end. Incredible job. 4th place actually for Paul there, which I didn't expect. I guess he's gotten some in-between sprint points, or in some in-between sprint seconds somewhere. But yeah, great job here by Paul Fitzke. Second now, 1st and 2nd also in the Young Riders classification, obviously. And yeah, 2nd in GC for us and 4th in GC for us. Again, 4 more stages to go. It is a very long road. But getting some bonus points, or getting some points here for 2nd place, and setting us up properly for this 2nd stage, where all we need to do is basically just gather more points and more seconds and try to get that lead in the general classification. Let's see if we're possible, or if it's possible to do that, shall we?
Hello and welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. The weather conditions are excellent.
Very flat race today. You see 3, quite, or 4 even, large windy sections, which will make this race incredibly brutal. As this is a flat stage race with a very tiny mountain point here to get. I'm sending Jae Hwan-yoon out again. He is no threat to the general classification, even though that he is only 10 seconds behind the number 1. I'm hoping that maybe he can do something, but the peloton, the peloton in these stages is just horrible. They chase so hard on everyone. In the end, this group of 3 gets away, so it's not much else that we can do except head towards the end. We survived the windy sections. This group of 3 basically got all the points and all the in-between seconds, and are basically exhausted as well. You see the peloton has split up in 3 groups. We are up ahead with our little group, and we managed to break away here with just the 4 of us. It is still 17 kilometers to go, but it is downhill and it is flat. We have Cole, who is our time trialist specialist, basically, or well, which is one of our time trialist specialists, I should say, with us here. So I'm hoping that him pacing should be able to, you know, extend this lead or keep this lead as long as possible. Hwan-jun thankfully got us some water as well, which is great. Thank you, Hwan-jun. And all he needs to do is just sit behind and coast along for the ride. 13 kilometers left to go. I'm expecting to be caught by the peloton. You see this little group of 23 riders behind us, chasing us, doing their best to catch us. The gap stays at 17 seconds. You see it going up even now to 20, which just shows how well Cole is pushing here, or Owen I should say, is pushing here. Incredible job here by Owen. Thank you very much, Owen. What a fantastic job here by you. 10 kilometers left to go. The gap is not diminishing at all. It is now at 25 seconds. Incredible. I have no words for this. 8 kilometers left to go, which means we just need to make sure that we maintain this lead. It's never certain until it is over. Basically the rule is for breakaways is if it is a chasing group behind, you can say that the group needs about 1 minute per 10 kilometers, which means that if we have 30 seconds, we need 5 kilometers at least, or with less than 5 kilometers at least to make it. 4 kilometers left to go now. The gap is 30 seconds. It can vanish in an instant. You see the flatness is over. It goes a bit up, it goes a bit down again. A 2 kilometers left to go now. Savakovsky I send out for a very, very, very early sprint. Cole and Jae Hwan-yoon have been caught here, but Savakovsky manages to hold on the last 2 kilometers and sprint towards this first place. Fitzke getting a second place as well here in the Young Riders jersey. Fantastic job here by our 2 riders, Jae Hwan-yoon and Cole, finishing 40 seconds behind them in the basically second to third group that managed to be there. And Carpentier and Kim Sung-bong, our support riders, finishing behind that. Totally fine with them finishing a bit later. Most importantly for us, Savakovsky and Fitzke number 1 and number 2 here in the second stage of the Tour of Sharia. Amazing job here by them. Currently are basically getting a 17-second lead on Paul, and that means that also, oh wow, wait, hold on, that's unfair. The third group behind Paul definitely have more seconds behind them. I disagree with them all being the same time as Paul. That's not entirely fair. Anyway, Savakovsky now a 24-second lead on Rory Townsend. Paul moving up all the way into third. Incredible job here by him. 2 seconds behind Rory Townsend now. 26 seconds towards our number 1. Hwan Jun-jae still number 1 in the climbers classification. There is no chance that he would have lost that today. We wanted and we tried to get some additional points for him, but the peloton was just too hell-bent on not letting anyone else join that group. So that is what it is. Points classification, obviously Severi as well. Great job here by him winning his first stage? Yes, winning his first stage, getting his second podium basically in 2 stages. Incredible result here by him. That also means that he is still our number 1 young rider here in this tour. Paul will probably, or will most likely, be cycling tomorrow with the Young Riders jersey again, as he is second place in that Young Riders classification, 26 seconds behind Savakovsky. So, pretty great job here. And obviously, guys, we are number 1 in the team classification. It is well deserved. We basically positioned as well as possible in these first 2 stages. Got a major lead here in the second one, and I think that we could not have done this stage any better. Got a little bit lucky there towards the end that we somehow broke off in our group of 4 and that the other riders didn't manage to really gain back up to us, but I will happily take it. Paul moving up 1 spot to third. Jae-Hwan Jun actually moving up all the way to 16th position here, gaining a lot of time there on the other riders. You see a lot of people dropping out of that top 10 and top 20. Owen Cole, even though he also moved into that second group here, did not move up at all. And yeah, incredible job here today by us. Jae-Hwan Jun still first, obviously. We have the points, we have the Young Riders classification as well. Not much more to add. We basically are in the most perfect position that you can be when you're playing Pro Cycling Manager. Let's see if we can maintain that position here in this third stage of the Tour of Sharia, a time trial, which again, we're not the best at, but we've proven that we're able to actually compete in these now with the riders that we have today. Thankfully, we got, in my opinion at least, we picked some correct riders here to ride this time trial. And let's quickly skip to Fitzke, who is our number 1 time trialist, I would say, in this team. Our Irish rider actually beat him last time, so Fitzke has some competition. And you see already part of the results as well. Owen Cole in second place now, 2 seconds off the lead, barely not getting that first place there. I have to control 2 riders here, which is a bit tricky, so I'm going to try and let Savakovsky be led by the computer. I'm going to focus on Fitzke, who is our number 1, at least in this current tour for me in the time trial stats. Savakovsky has a 62 time trial today. Fitzke has a 69 time trial today, so that's a bit of a gap there between the 2 riders. Again, another relatively short time trial. It is about 10 kilometers. Much longer than the 4 kilometer one, where it's basically one long sprint towards the end at maximum pace. Fitzke getting here across basically the rider already that is just ahead of him. Oof, man, that must be such a shame to see a rider fly past you. But it does mean that he is at a good pace. You see the finish line there, slowly but surely looming up ahead. He gets across the line as third. Okay, let's control Savakovsky. Maybe we can get anything decent out of him. Again, his time trial stat, he does have a plus 162 actually today. But time trial is not really his thing, so I don't think his positioning will be that excellent today. Let's see where he gets. 17th actually for him. Not bad. That is pretty decent. I expected Fitzke to do better here though. Owen Cole currently second in this stage. probably gaining a ton of spots here as well, gaining a good amount of time. And yeah, incredible job here by Owen Cole. Sorry. Not even getting any spots there. That is surprising. He's probably too far back to really do anything there. So that's fine. Paul, because of his incredible third place here, moving up past Sawakovsky, who ended up in 17th, around 30 seconds behind Paul Fitzke, which still is an incredible job here by Sawakovsky. So fantastic job by him. Let's move on to this fourth stage, which is a mountain stage. Our first mountain stage with a mountain rider. It will be a tough one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. A mountain terrain that commands respect, and only a strong man will have what it takes. It's certainly not a task for weak or ill-prepared riders.
It will be a tough one as well. I think for this one, I'm not sure if I want to send anyone out. Let's try with Jae Hwan-yoon. I don't know. I think it's best to save him up for the end. It will be a big hill here. He is our mountain rider. I want him to do well. If anything, maybe I can send Kim Sung-bom out. He is a bit of a hill rider, and he would do well here in these hills. In the meantime, I just need to make sure to protect the other riders that we have. So I'm going to protect Paul, and I'm going to protect Jae Hwan-yu. Again, tried a little bit of a breakaway here with Kim Sung-mong, but this peloton in the beginning is just chasing very, very hard. 50 kilometers an hour. It is way too difficult. On towards the end here, a little bit of a sprint towards the first points or towards the last points and bonus seconds. So I go across the line here with Jae Won-yoon with the thought, hey, you know what? If Jae Won-yoon does really well here, maybe with the additional bonus seconds, he will even move up even more. So let's see. Sawakovsky rode and protected Jae Won-yoon here in this stage, so he is exhausted. Thank you very much for your sacrifice. That means we have Fitzke and Jae Won-yoon up as well. Carpentier and Kim Sung-bong basically did their jobs as well to protect him. 2 kilometers left. There is one rider up ahead, but I'm pretty sure we will catch up to him. Fitzke is riding at an insane pace right now. 1.5 kilometers left. Jae Won-yoon, it's time for him to shine. He basically has all of his energy left. This is the sign of a decent mountain rider, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. Does use up a lot of him in this little attack, but he does gain a gap towards the group. Ooh, there's a rider right there. Immediately another attack, 13 seconds now towards the riders behind him. Not too big of a gap towards Fitzke, but we win a mountain stage. Jae Hwan-yoon, what a transfer towards our team. What a rider to get. A fantastic choice here. Fitzke, let's see where he gets across the line. You see me managing the other riders, making sure that they do well. Paul Fitzke getting across the line here as 9th as well. Incredible job here by our team. And you see here, bottom right, you see me finally getting the achievement, the Steam achievement of winning a mountain stage. I have not done that before in this game. It is the first time, and the 4th stage of the Tour of Sharia goes to us, thankfully, for Hwan-yoon Jae. First in that stage, moving him all the way up to 3rd place as well in the general classification. As you can see here, Paul Fitzke still maintaining his yellow jersey, still first in the general classification. A pretty great result here for us in the first 4 stages of the Tour of Sharia. A 2nd place, a 1st place, a 2nd and 3rd place, and now another 1st place. We are dominating the first 3 races here in this beginning of the season. Sadly, we didn't win the general classification in the previous tour, but for this one, we are looking incredibly well. We are in such a good position, getting the points jersey as well with Severi, still 1 point ahead of Rory Townsend. He might be a competitor for us, so I'll need to make sure that Severi gets some additional bonus points at least. And yeah, we have the mountain jersey as well, obviously, after this fantastic win here by Hwan-yoon Jae. I am just so stoked that we won this with our new Korean transfer, basically, our new mountain champion. Obviously, no disrespect to Yu Sarang. He helped us immensely in the previous season, but Hwan-yoon Jae shows that he is a class above. 2 minutes ahead of the number 2 in the team classification as well. So number 1 currently there, which is great. First for Paul Fitzke, Jae Hwan Yoon moving up 10 places all the way from 13th to 3rd. Fantastic job by him. Savakovsky sadly lowering or moving down 11 places. He is still first in the points. Thankfully, Hwan Jun-jae also first in the mountain classification. Getting some nice little bonus points there as well towards the end. And yeah, first in Young Riders classification as well. Ooh, what a weird mountain stage there that thankfully we managed to win. 1 stage left, stage number 5, another flat stage. We need to make sure that Hwan Jun-jae keeps his mountain jersey, which I'm sure we will, and we need to try and keep the points jersey and obviously our first place in general classification.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today's terrain is fairly level, so it's ideal ground for those who are good on the flat. It is under a bright sun that today's race will be run.
At least the sun is bright. I jump away here with Jae Hwan Jun. There is a mountain point up for grabs, and I just want to make sure that we keep that mountain point, or to keep that mountain jersey in our own hands. Yeah, good jump away here by Hwan Jun-jae, making sure that he is away here in the breakaway. In the meantime, we'll just protect our sprinters towards the in-between sprint points and towards the final sprint as well. You see here 1 kilometer left to go. Hwan Jun-jae here up front in the breakaway. 3 other riders with him. A big attack here by the other riders. Hwan Jun-jae gets slightly blocked, but he manages to get by them. First across the line here. The mountain jersey is ours. Let's make sure that we relax and try to gain some additional seconds and points towards the end here. There's no chance for Hwan Jun-jae to win the sprint towards the end. But what he can do is win some in-between sprint points and get some additional bonus seconds. Period. Though he is currently 3rd in the general classification, additional bonus seconds would mean that he might even move up in the general classification, which is exactly what we want. Another little bonus sprint. You see me getting some water for everyone, making sure that everyone's hydrated. Very important. Jae Hwan Jun also gets across the line here as first. 6 bonus seconds, 6 bonus points for Jae Hwan Jun. Towards the end, sadly, we are caught again. You see Jae Hwan Jun absolutely exhausted here towards the end. I want to move Paul Fitzke up a little bit, try and get him some bonus seconds, but I mess up there. Whoops. No bonus seconds there for us in this 3rd little sprint, which means that we focus up towards the final dash. 7 kilometers left to go. Kim Sung-bong is our first lead out, our hill support basically. Next up, Carpentier, who is our French other support basically of the team. 2 incredible support players here for a team who are doing incredible. Not everyone can be a main rider, not everyone can be a specialist or a consistent point scorer. That's not what I expect of them. I want them to help us out, and that's what they're doing perfectly here. 2 kilometers left to go here. Owen Cole with the sprint, leading them on 2 kilometers through the corner all the way up front. 1 kilometer left to go. Savetsky is in a fantastic position here. Can he get past the other riders? He does. He manages to sprint even past Fitzke, getting across the line here as first. Paul Fitzke getting across the line as second. Rory Townsend getting across the line as 3rd. Our direct competitor for the points jersey getting a 3rd place here in this tour. Saveri, however, getting 1st, meaning that I'm pretty sure he clinches the points jersey here towards the end. If he didn't get a top 3 position here, he would have for sure lost it in this final sprint. But for now, Saveri winning this 5th stage of the Tour of Sharia. Fitzke does not lose his podium place, his first place here in this tour. Hwan Jun-jae sadly does not move up, 13 seconds behind Paul Fitzke, making sure that he cannot move up to a 2nd place, sadly. Doesn't matter, still a podium place for him. Fantastic job. Hwan Jun-jae, obviously, 1st place in the mountain classification. You see here in 10th position, Sung-bong Kim, his support player. Hwan Jun-jae, fantastic job here today in this tour in general, getting a stage victory, getting a podium place, a 3rd place here for him, and getting the mountain jersey. Severi thankfully clinching out with an 8-point lead on Rory Townsend, clinching out on that points jersey as well. And Paul Fitzke, obviously, because of his general classification victory, part of the Young Riders classification. Thankfully, we also win the team classification, so basically everything is for us in this tour. We won the last stage, we won the general classification, we won the points jersey, we won the mountain jersey, we won the Young Riders classification, we won the team classification. I don't think that there's much more to wish for. Maybe a second place for Hwan Jun-jae here would have been incredible, but you know, this first place here for Paul and a third place here for Hwan Jun-jae is absolutely incredible for our team, especially for a team that didn't have any mountain riders or time trialists at all. Let's quickly go towards the points. If you have a better idea of how to show this, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear some suggestions. I'm running out of space within Pro Cycling Manager. It is difficult to see who fits where and who goes where, and you know who has which points, especially for Heo and Kim Hyung-sok, who scored a ton of points in the last season. It is incredibly difficult to see it if they score less points. Thankfully for Owen and Christoph and others, they didn't score as many points, so it's much more easy to see if they have 3 points or 7 points, etc. But if it comes later on into the season, it will be much more difficult to figure out how many points we have. Maybe I'll do like a little score sheet of who won what, or who got some results or something on there. Either way, this is the overview of the points scored in this episode. You see Paul Fitzke here, an incredible job here in the Tour of Sharia. First place for him, incredible job as well with a third place in the time trial, doing incredibly well in the sprints, getting a good result in the Tour de CMU as well. A total of 76 points for him. And yeah, basically we just did incredible. A lot of podium wins, or a lot of podiums, a lot of wins, a lot of good classification scorings. Even Cole here, who got a second place in a time trial stage, got us 3 points. That is incredible. That is more than most riders, most of our team did last season. So an incredible start here for our team, an incredible start here for us. And let's see how we can keep this up, or how we can keep going with this and with these results as well. Obviously, I want to ride more difficult tours. We have a really good team currently. I want to test them against the higher rated teams as well, and I'm hoping to do more 2-point pro or even 1.1 or 2.1 races as well in our future. Let's see if that's a possibility. For now, this is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, or whatever it is that it's currently the thing. Like, comment, and subscribe probably. And hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.